This is the Viking's lightsaber.
What? You know what I was just wondering, apropos of nothing? What's Cold Steel up to these days? It's been a hot minute since I last checked. Maybe you're curious too, so let's take a look. Ah, I see they're not immune to old channel syndrome. 1.14 million subscribers. Less than 10k views recently. It seems at some point the algorithm just decides, you've been around for too long, I'm gonna throttle the f out of your videos now. They used to get hundreds of thousands of views per video. So did I. Anyway, well, I guess sometimes you just gotta pick the right thumbnail to entice viewers to click on the video. It's a skull. Well, let's see what's going on here.
So world records are about as tempting to break as glass in a dumpster.
A lot of people find them very motivating, yes. But the funny thing about that is, if you can't break a world record, you can just make one up. Like the most stress ball squeezes per minute. It's tough competition these days, I feel like. Lots of stressed out people.
Oh, don't get me started, I have the numbers.
Or the most squirrels rating your bird feeder per minute. That'd be a fun one to break. How would you even go about it?
By squirrels?
You just gotta find the most squirrel-infested place. Where? No, I'm not gonna look up which area has the most squirrels right now. Anyway, let's see how this goes.
But one thing they're not is easy. See, the current world record for tatami mats cut with a katana in one swing is 19. So I decided
19 tatami mats in one swing. That is quite a record, yeah.
I was gonna do 20. I rolled up 5 mats 4 times, put all those mats on a stand that I built myself, and I went after it with my gold lion katana.
Yeah, no way. Not on the first swing, at least.
And I'd say I went through the equivalent
Bit over
of
10?
about 12 and a half mats, maybe.
12 and a half.
My second swing
It was good. This is quite good.
Wasn't too much better. But as you can tell, I did much
That's nice and clean on the...
better on 5 mats than I ever have in the past. It's just getting easier for me, and it's going to keep getting easier because I'm not going to stop until I get 20 mats in one swing.
Good luck with that. It's definitely a challenge. And also, quite an expensive endeavor. The most I've ever done is like 2 or 3 mat roll because, well, it's expensive, especially nowadays. I mean, when I buy mats now, the best price I can find is like 20 or 25 bucks a mat. Canadian dollars, but still, it's insanely expensive after shipping and import fees and all that.
This is the Pirate's Cutlass by Cold Steel. Not only beautiful, but also functional.
It does look quite good. Although, I have to say, remembering my experience with their hunting sword, I can't help but wonder, where is the guard gonna break? Here? There? Hopefully they don't use the terrible cast steel anymore that they did for that. That's the stuff of nightmares. I mean, seriously, if Freddy Krueger entered a sword collector's dream, he'd have a field day with that kind of stuff.
This blade is made of 1075 high carbon steel with a ray skin and wire wrapped handle for extreme grip and a beautiful guard for incredible hand protection.
Can't argue with that.
First off, I wanted this thing so bad. Saw it was back in stock, told Keith, please get me one. And the guard on this thing is great. The blade on it is light, fast, and has an extra forward chop.
Let's see. How light is it? 49.3 ounces, whatever that's supposed to be. 1.4 kilograms, yeah. That's a good weight for this type of sword. And with the kind of balance you get from that much mass in the hilt, it'll feel nimble for sure.
But this grip right here, this grip has like a ray skin with a wire wrap.
That's quite nice. I like how they did that. The shell guard looks stamped to me, which is a little off compared to other reproductions I've seen. But it still has that detail, and you've got these decorative elements here, which are quite nice. I mean, a 16th century sword pretty much wins aesthetically by default, at least in my book. Particularly a Dusak, that's what I would call this. I guess Pirate Cutlass is a little easier to market. The swept quillons with double shell guard and extra bar makes it almost like a basket hilt, which of course is fantastic functionally for hand protection, and it looks great too. Looking at the pommel, I'm wondering if it's peened or threaded. It's a nut construction, which I personally don't mind. If you don't know the difference, as opposed to screwing the pommel directly onto the tang, which is terrible. In this case, the pommel goes on first, and then the nut inserts into an opening in the pommel, and then you tighten that and thread it onto the tang, which is, for modern conveniences, quite good. So this way you can take it apart if you want to for maintenance or cleaning or what have you, or to replace parts. And if it loosens up, you can tighten it very easily. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not historical as such, even though the screw head in of itself is not as ahistorical as you might think. So looks-wise, not terribly off.
I really like guards because I used to play swords with my friends, and
Of course, who didn't?
we just hit each other's hands. This guard is not going to let you hit the hand.
It's kind of funny that it took them that long to figure this out, right? I mean, sure, gauntlets were in use, but not everyone had them. And you'd think hands would have been targeted quite a lot. Or even just, incidentally hit, which is not good, even if it's just a light hit. There's no such thing as a light hit to your fingers. It's vulnerable stuff. Italian dueling sword. I haven't seen that before. Cutting a grape like that requires a lot of precision. Either that or many takes. Yeah, slay the cardboard. The second most vile fiend and arch enemy of sword collectors. The prime arch enemy, of course, being plastic bottles. Yeah, that's right. Slay a whole family of them before they reproduce. Don't take this out of context, YouTube. I'm making a joke about water-filled plastic bottles. Chill out.
And it's part Austrian saber, and it's part Italian dueling saber.
Somehow this is making me crave a slice of pizza. I know, jokes about pronunciation are rude and uncalled for, but I've just never heard that before. Chinese mace, smashy time. Was it buffering for so long?
Hey everybody, let me introduce you to this very specialized mace here. If you think about what this is unbelievable.
It's a mace. Pretty believable to me.
A leather wrapped handle on it.
Leather wrap, yeah, still rather believable.
Feels like it can do about anything that you want it to.
I mean, except cut and stab things. I'm being really nitpicky right now. I just, this is sort of marketing speech that I don't like. This is incredible. This could do anything. No, it's a mace. It's blunt impact. It's a steel rod with a hollow, probably, steel bulb at the end. It's not a mystical archmage's orb or something. It's a mace. Always satisfying to smash glass and whatnot. I wonder what it is about that. Because, glass is a very recent thing. Evolutionarily speaking, why does our brain hone in so much on, yes, shattering glass? Ice, maybe? Did people in the Stone Age love to smash ice? Maybe.
When you have a weapon like this. I think I left it in there. Let me grab it. Excuse me, sir.
Maybe the leather wrap is too smooth? Might be the gloves? I don't know. Oh, that almost took out the camera. In all these years, I've never actually taken out a camera. No, it's not true. One time, one camera I did damage from flinging a piece of tatami into it. Okay. I'm starting to wonder if he does it on purpose or if that's a really slippery handle. Anyway, it's a cool looking mace. A perfectly believable mace, but nifty. Viking great axe, choppy time. Axes deserve more love. But what is that thing? What is in there? It's like a zombie mask, but what's inside? Smoosh. Ooh, look at how much it turns. Hits with the edge, but then just slaps it with the flat, basically. What's in there? Like a volleyball? That's a big axe to throw like that. Pretty cool. Nice. An axe is not the kind of tool you would normally pick for tatami cutting, but it's fun to try, and when you have an axe blade that's sharp enough, it's quite satisfying. That was a really nice clean cut too. Falls straight down. Good job on that. Huh.
This blade is very thin here.
Oh, yeah. They did it properly. I remember, I think they had a Dane axe earlier, like, you know, a decade or so ago, that I remember being a lot thicker. Maybe I misremember. That's looking a whole lot better. The screw here, that looks horrible. And it's not really a proper way to mount an axe, especially a Dane axe, or really anything historical. I think it kind of ruins it, but I guess you could ignore it, like just not put the screw in, but then you've got a hole there, so I mean, it'll do in a pinch, but it's not the proper way. It's a good sound, too. You can even hear how thin it is.
If you've all been watching Star Trek, or you've all been watching Star Wars, and everybody wants some futuristic weapon where we can go back in the past, and this is the Viking's lightsaber.
What? I have no idea how he went. So, okay, we're talking about axes, and then suddenly Star Trek, Star Wars, a Viking's lightsaber? I'm so lost, bro. Wait, is that a round handle? I mean, it might be slightly oval, but it looks mostly round. I mean, yeah, it works, but you're much better off with something that's significantly wider than it's thick, so you feel the edge alignment much better. Call it a pet peeve, but personally I hate round handles on axes. They're just much less effective than anything else. I mean, I've seen sort of teardrop cross-sections, oval, rectangular with just beveled or rounded corners. There's a lot of ways to do it, but round is just the worst of them all. The eye of the axe head is also round, so you have to mount it on a round handle. Either that or shape the end differently. It's just extra hassle, you know? I can't argue with the cutting performance. It's clearly doing it, and edge alignment is not that difficult, but I would bet that if you were to hit armor, you know, like period accurate armor, like mail, that thing would turn like crazy. A different cross-section might allow you to drive it into the armor better. In fact, we've seen this back in 2017 when I tested two different Bardiche reproductions. The cheaper one had a round handle and it kept rolling in the hand on impact, while the other one with a better shaped handle didn't turn anywhere near as much. And it's also not historically accurate. We can tell by the shape of the axe heads that they were not using round handles. Anyway, enough ranting. I haven't tested anything from Cold Steel in quite a while. What do you folks think? Should I give it another try? Also, what do you think about this sort of video? And of course, reaction videos are low effort, even though it still takes a while to edit, but compared to the other stuff, it's good to do when I just can't catch up, you know. When lately I've made a lot of videos that were very time consuming with editing and everything else, and I can't keep up with that constantly. So, is it worthwhile? You let me know. Thanks for watching either way, and take care.